Allah. Okay, we've got this. I think I'm looking better and better in the beginning of something. I know I have to do one, two, three. Okay, welcome to the podcast, The Millionaire of the Diamonds. And if this is your first time with us, I'm so happy you're with us because today is going to be a very powerful podcast. The podcast, remember, it exists for one reason only. We believe that wealth is not an accident, it's intentionality, and it's all about who is the person we need to become to achieve our next level. So Sylvain Lalonde sent me a powerful reel, and I'm going to send, oh, maybe he sent it to you too, guys, okay? The one on Shark's Tank, the blonde girl that she has that online selling channel. She says it has nothing to do with the product or the company you're working for. It has to do with who are you becoming every single day. If you're not growing every single day as a human being, it is impossible to go to your next level. So you're only going to be working very hard, but never making more money. And why I'm so on money, people say, oh, she's so materialistic. Absolutely not. Oh my God, if you guys only knew. If we only they knew, okay? It's all about more money equals more mental control, emotional control. We're less attackable. Like people can't hurt us. Like money just makes you walk with a certain level of confidence and it allows you to really stay on your values and your principles without ever sidetracking. Now, when there's a lack of money, self-confidence, and we're going to add to that low self-esteem, whether we like it or not, will play a big role in what our decisions are. And often they'll be the wrong ones. So before we dive in today, and this is the subject because I really want you to be intentional about the sharing. It's called over committed. Staying too long, holding on when it's already costing us our peace, it's already costing us our energy, it's already costing us our clarity. Today's team is about learning how to uncommit wisely, not quitting, not giving up, but choosing better. Okay. You'll hear me share real leadership experiences. Don't forget, I'm 61 years old, over 40 years in this business, married now for over 37 years, three children, 30, 32, 34. Moments where staying would have been much easier, but walking away was definitely the right decision. And then you're going to have Jean Philippe. He'll take us even deeper into the science, psychology behind why smart people, you got to talk about the Concord, why smart people stay stuck and how understanding that can only understanding this will completely change your trajectory. So who do you know? Who do you know that keeps going and going and going in a project that has already failed, but refuse to give up? So Marie-Pierre, over to you.
Yes. Okay. So let's start with sharing the podcast. That is the first step to do. So make sure that you go and you share. So you want to share on every social media platform. So you click on the arrow and you will have all this opportunity. And you have the text in the comment that you can copy paste it so people understand why they should listen to the podcast this morning. And when you share, you can also share it by messenger or text message. So if during the podcast you have someone in mind that really needs to hear the podcast, go and share directly with that person. So it's going to be easy for them to just click and listen. Then we have, yes.
I'll be more specific. You know those people that keep doing the same thing and expecting a different results? I'm sure you have a whole list of those people. To them, you share.
Voila. Okay. And then we have our contest, Les Millionnaires des Diamants. So first, when you go on our Facebook group called Les Millionnaires des Diamants Inspirational Group, every time that you post on the group, every time you leave a reaction, a comment, you gain point during the month to be in the top 10 contributor of the group. And at the end of the month, the official top 10 will get a voucher to go shop on the boutique Les Millionnaires des Diamants. And then we have a draw at the end of each month. And to be in the draw, there's two ways. First, with the boutique. So you place your order, you take a picture. You receive your order, you take a picture, and then you post on social media. And always tag Maria Mariano and Millionnaire des Diamants. Yay!
Wait. One, two, three. Take a picture. Okay, bye bye.
Then the second way is with the books, Millionnaires de Diamants. So every time you receive one of the book, you take your picture. You're reading one of the book, you take your picture. You're doing one of the quiz book, you take your picture. You're doing one of the workbook, you take a picture. You're using your agenda, you take a picture, and then you post it on social media and you tag Mahema Heno and Le Millionnaires de Diamants to be in the draw at the end of the month. And if you don't already have your new agenda for 2026, it's coming. It's coming 2026. It's time to get your new agenda, Les Millionnaires des Diamants, so you are ready to start the year and you will be ready to reflect each week. You will be ready to make sure that you have your goal each week, that you have your priority each week. So it's not something that you decide in the beginning of the year and you don't remember what to write at the beginning of the year. No, it's something that you write every week in your agenda, Les Millionnaires des Diamants. And the next book is coming out on the
Did you
next.
see her sound? Your sound is becoming distorted.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Nothing changed. I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll
Welcome to.
figure it out. Okay. So the next
Wait, wait,
quiz,
wait,
yeah.
wait. Jean-Philippe, he said it. This is the proof we'll never be overridden by technology. It still does.
Yes. So the next quiz book is coming up on January 24th. So the day of the conference, you will be able to order your new quiz book number 4 because the quiz that we are doing during the podcast, usually we do like 5 questions, sometimes 10, but all the quizzes have more than 20 questions and a long list of points at the end. So it's going to be really, yes, Maria.
Okay, one more thing. Melissa, she sold the quiz books as stocking stuffers. Yes.
Okay.
She goes, because my people don't like to read, but the quiz book is not reading.
Hmm.
People love, like crosswords, anything like that. And I said, oh my gosh. So I told Ella in her live sale tonight to offer the quiz book for stocking stuffers. Okay, just
Oh,
thought I'd throw that in. Bye bye.
it's so good. Okay, we'll talk about that too. Okay, that's good. And if you are not already registered for the conference on January 24th, make sure that you take your ticket, you get your ticket. And if you want to be close to us in the studio in Anjou, you can write to me so I can add you to the special group that will be with us at the studio when we are doing the conference on January 24th. And you will have the link in the comment in a few seconds that will appear to click and get your ticket. Voila.
Okay, I just got a message from Pierre Anthony. Okay.
Okay.
This is somebody that comes here regularly just to say hello. So he says to me, un petit rappel, tu es belle, bonne journée et lâche pas, t'es la meilleure. So he says to me, a little reminder that you are beautiful, don't ever give up, and remember you are the best. So my question to you, who's filling your cup? This is my morning. Okay, bye bye. Let's dive into. It makes me emotional. It's a wonderful time of year to send little messages like this. It costs no money, but my gosh, it's a game changer. Okay, it's a game changer. So I'm gonna dive in. Hey, Marie Pierre, now I dive in. Okay, because I talk so much, I never know where I'm at. Okay, that's me. But don't worry. The structure comes from Jean Philippe and Marie Pierre. No structure from me. Okay. I want to say a huge, huge hello to James. Thank you, James, for letting me know Monique is there. Kendra is there. We're watching here, right? Carolyn is there. Nice. I know Sherry, I think she's on her holidays, so maybe that's why she's not there. Louise is there. I'm excited for Sunday. I know she's part of the community that's helping out with the homeless project. I want to thank Lise, Olga, even you guys, you all donated on top of that. Thank you so much. Martin Noel, thank you, Martin, so much. Jacqueline Stockley, thank you, Jacqueline. And she did me a mini recap of 2025. Amazing. Oh no, Sherry is there. I just saw Sherry. Okay, so I know you're saying, are you going to start our podcast? Yeah, I'm going to start. I just want to say good morning to everybody. Yeah, I'm Italian. I got to say good morning to everybody. It's like me and my husband. We leave the house. We have an appointment at 10. We leave at a quarter to 10. We're still on the street by 10:30 saying hi to the neighbors. Okay, so let's dive in. I'm Maria Mariano, over 40 years in multi-level marketing business. We immigrated to Canada towards the end of the 1960s. I was just a baby, was just a baby. But that culture really stays in us. The way I was raised, and things like saying hello to people is very important. Walk slowly amongst the crowd, so you make people feel important. This beautiful message I just got, all of that is very important. And today's podcast is very hard for me, and it took me a long time to understand that. I wish I had read this 30 years ago. Because of that culture, it's very hard to have the courage to say no soon enough. It's very hard. It's and on my behalf, it's really a cultural thing. So let me start with a sentence that stopped me in my tracks last night when we read it. There's a sentence like this: half of the troubles of this life can be traced to saying yes too quickly and not saying no soon enough. I went, oh, okay. So it really sank in with me. I'm hoping it's sinking in with you, because if you're listening right now, I know something is coming to your mind. Maybe a project, maybe a relationship, maybe a commitment that you said yes to, but you should have, after having seen what it was about, uncommit. A role you should have walked away from, but you didn't. I said this to one of my colleagues last night here. I said, you are not fun to be with right now. And that's because you accepted a position at work that is not for you. And your energy has completely shifted since that position. Get out. It's not worth it for $5,000 extra a year minus 50% income taxes. Get out. And then I broke it down per day, how much money. Get out, because I'm not sticking around. I was exaggerating, but I'm not sticking around with you anymore. Anyways, so here's the truth nobody likes to say out loud. The hardest part is not walking away. The hardest part is admitting that we were wrong. That example last night, you were wrong in accepting that position. You allowed your ego to say yes. It's your ego, because, oh, that would give me a new title. But you're not fit for it. You haven't become the person you need to become to accept that extra responsibility. So let's go back to me. We're going to talk about me. For years and years, I went to all the business leader meetings, Marie-Pierre, every single one of them, not because they were valuable to me. And I'm not saying they're not valuable. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. Not because they weren't strategic, but because that's what leaders do and did, went to business leader meetings. You show up, you sit there, you listen, you nod, until one day something shifted. I realized, especially during COVID, I realized this is not making me a better version of the person I'm supposed to be. This is not moving my vision forward. These meetings is not leadership. It's noise. It's chatter. It's about complaining. This is not for me. It was a discernment. I said, So I was able to take a decision to say, I don't need to fill my ego with, oh, I was at a business leader meeting. See, this is my ego talking. And at the business leader meeting, they told us something. I can't tell you right. I never played that game, and I will never play that game. So I have somebody that I pay to assist the meetings for me. Oh, and that pissed people even more off. But we won't go there. But I'm able to make that decision. So I made a decision and I stopped going. There has to be value for what my time is going to be placed at. Okay. Now remember, all the people, if I would have kept going, it's just a question of ego. And if there was something relevant, I will get the information from the person I hire to assist them. Okay. That decision alone gave me back hours of my life, mental space, creative energy, and clarity, and not being inundated by negativity, staying on what matters most and looking at the future with positive vision and energy. That was uncommitting, and it worked. Here's another truth. When I started something, I start with fire. Those that know me, oh, I'm all in, with vision, with intensity. I can build systems, I can create protocols, launch processes, because I'm around surrounded by my A team. I have this incredible team around me. But today I know something I didn't know 30 years ago. Not everything deserves to be forever. There comes a moment, quiet, uncomfortable, when you realize this isn't working. Let me talk to you about 2025. Jean-Philippe, Marie-Pierre, you ready? So we got to go back to the guest events. They work. Brrr. Forget the guest events. They don't work. We got to go back to parties. Brrr. No, 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 no. See, I don't have a problem with this. Okay. And this is what is important, because you have two choices here. Either you push harder to prove to the world you're right, or you let it go and allow them to understand it's not working. Let's try something else. Let's build something else together. And letting go sounds simple, but it isn't. It's like a slot machine. I'm going to use the example I think Sylvain said. It's like a slot machine. You keep investing, and you say, oh, it's going to pay me back money. Oh, it's going to give me back more energy. Oh, it's going to save my reputation. No, 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 no. That's your ego going, psh, 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 psh. Don't stop, or I call it the devil. It's telling you, don't stop. You'll make it. But it's not true. It's not true. It's not true. Letting go. Now, for the academic side, so you can finally take down notes, I'm going to leave you in the able hands of Jean-Philippe Jacques. No sound.
Okay, I was
Oh,
waiting because Marie-Pierre unmute me. Okay, is that okay? Yes? Okay, good. So, yes, I really love what you just said at the end, Maria, because I think that when people are trapped in that kind of situation, they are using excuses. And especially, in bureaucracy, okay, that people say, well, we always did it this way. Okay, and they don't want to change. Okay, so they will use excuse. So today, the concept that is underlying everything Maria has just talked about is a psychological bias. Okay, it influences us all, and sometimes we don't realize it. It is called the sunk cost bias. It is the tendency to continue investing time, money, or energy in something that isn't working just because we've already put so much into it. So you feel like you're kind of stuck in a trap. Okay, so today we want to see how we can escape from that. And the reason why is because it's so personal. We feel involved too much in that, and we don't know how we can like take ourselves out of that. So just imagine yourself, it's not only about money, it's not only about like your business environment. It can be in a personal environment, like you're going watch a movie at the theater, and the movie is so bad, but you thought to yourself, I paid for my ticket, I paid for that popcorn, I paid for that soda, I need to stay there. So you stay there and you waste your time. Okay. Yes, it happens in many situations. In many situations, you are waiting for a bus that is never coming. Instead of calling the taxi, you said, well, I'm there, I should wait, he will get there like very soon. Or you are in a house that is very like a pit that you invest money. Well, sometimes I feel like my house is a little bit like that, but that's fine. We've made some renovations. So those are some example, okay, that at some point you need to think, okay, what am I doing really? And one of the example that they gave in the book was about the Concorde. You know, that plane that can make United States to France in Europe in less than 2 hours or 3 hours instead of 6 and 7 and 8 hours. But actually, when there were some report on that program about the Concorde, it was like a pit. It was like they were putting so much money and never get like their money back from that program. So for the French and for the British that invest so much, like billions of dollars, and think billion of dollars in the 90s, okay, it is so much money, but because they were to invest, even if they were so intelligent, we're talking about the British and the French, like they were so involved because of that bias. Okay, so yes, think of the slot machine, like people that are at casinos and just like saying to the machine, it's going to pay, and like they put so much money. So you need to ask yourself questions. Okay. So, first of all, okay, if you have ever continued working on a useless project, okay, because you already spent time on it, why? Okay. Have you maintained an investment that wasn't paying off? Why? Have you ever stayed in a dead end situation, okay, because you didn't dare to say, I should never have gotten involved with this? Why? So the question that is very important is understand the difference between an essentialist and a non-essentialist thinking in that situation. So somebody that is a non-essentialist will say, I can stop now. I've already put too much in. What the people will think of me if I'm stopping it. Okay? But instead, an essentialist, somebody that has priority, value, vision, mission really clearly stated, will ask, what is the smartest next move? If I'm stopping here, if I stop that waste of time, on what else could I put my time on? Okay. So it's a smarter questions. So instead of falling in that trap of that bias, okay, because you are involved, it's really about understanding that, okay, I need to have courage to stop what I'm doing because it does not give me back the energy that I'm investing it, and really find another way of using my time. So the next time, okay, that you feel yourself, okay, sinking in a project, in a waste of time, okay, remember that stopping is also moving forward, which is stop what you're doing that doesn't give you energy so you can have that moment of reflection and invest the time at the right place. So, Marie Pierre, it's time for the quiz this morning. So, let's dive with you.
Yes, it's time to do the quiz. Okay, so the quiz will help you. It's not about do you quit. It's not about saying, "Oh, I'm weak." It's not. It's really about awareness. Where are you maybe still paying for because of the past? So where in your life you are continuing mainly because you've already invested time or money or energy. It's really to see where you can make a change in your life. So it's not a quiz. It's not there to shame you, it's there to help you reclaim that clarity in your life. So let's start with the quiz. So for every question, you can answer A, B, C, or D this morning, and I will give you the answer at the end. So the goal is not to find the perfect answer, is to answer with what you would do today, not what you wish you would do in the future, but today, how would you react? So let's start with question number one. So you have a relationship that you realize that drains you more than it nourishes you. What do you do? A, I stay because of history. B, I give more, hoping that it will improve. C, I create distance without addressing it. Or D, I have an honest conversation with that person. Question number two. You've invested money in something that isn't paying off. What do you do? A, I invest more to justify what I've already spent. B, I stop tracking the loss and avoid thinking about it. C, I delay deciding. Or D, I evaluate the future costs and decide clearly. Question number three. You have someone that expects you to keep doing something that you've outgrown. So what do? A, you continue to avoid disappointing them. B, you over explain yourself. C, you fade out slowly. Or D, you state your decision clearly. Question number four. When you think about stopping, what is the loudest thought in your mind? A, I've already put too much in this. B, people will judge me. C, I hate admitting that I was wrong. Or D, what is the smartest next move? And question number five. How about when you are letting go of a commitment? How it feels like for you? A, it feels like failure. B, it feels like something that I'm guilty. C, it's confusion. Or D, relief mixed with courage. So did you get mostly A's, mostly B's, mostly C's, or mostly D's? So if you have mostly A, you are locked in the sunk cost mode. So you equate persistence with strength. You were likely thought that quitting equals failure. So what is happening is that you are protecting past investment more than your future potential. So you will have probably chronic fatigue, resentment, and stalled growth. So you want to redefine that courage, that true strength will include that discernment to decide when you stay and when it's time to uncommit. Now, if you have mostly B, you are emotionally overcommitted. So you are loyal, responsible, caring, but you stay too long hoping circumstances or people will change. So you confuse endurance with integrity. So yeah, there's the emotional cost that it will come with that and that quiet frustration. So the next step, choose self-respect without abandoning compassion. Now, if you have mostly C's, you are the decision avoider. So you sense something is off, but you delay clarity. So avoidance feels safer than closure. So there's the hidden cost of the mental noise, low grade anxiety, and a loss of focus. So the next step, practice small, clean decision instead of the perfect one. So you don't avoid to take the decision because it's not perfect timing, perfect everything around you. And then if you have mostly these, you are the essentialist thinker. So you evaluate decision based on future impact, not on past cost. So you prioritize clarity over comfort. So you have that emotional maturity and leadership alignment that will help you. And what is important to watch out? It's complacency. So this courage must be practiced continuously. When you don't practice it, it just go away. So this week you can decide one commitment that you want to ask yourself, if I weren't already invested in that, would I choose this today? And then take the next step. Pause, maybe renegotiate, or release it because uncommitting is not a loss, it's a leadership. So every time that you choose that clarity over guilt, you will reclaim your energy, your peace, and your future because you know exactly where you are going. So, on that, I wish you a beautiful day and we will see you tomorrow morning for the next podcast. Bye.
But wait, wait. By the way, it's Jean Philippe that's like this morning, not me. Bye bye.
Bye bye.